It was clear that the ER doctor was concerned. There is a large mass blocking one of your bile ducts. A few hours earlier, I called my parents and told them I was going to emergency. After a year of feeling off and trying many medications from my family doctor, I decided to take matters into my own hands. Don't worry, you're young, you'll be fine. I had heard these words so many times over the past year, I had no choice but to believe what he said. After surgery, I woke up feeling relieved. The tumor was out of my body. But one look at my dad's tear-stained face as he walked into the recovery room changed things. The tumor was cancer, and it had spread from my pancreas to my liver. It was too late to remove it. I would have to start chemo as soon as possible. A few weeks later, recovering at my parents' place, I got a phone call. The person introduced themselves as April, my nurse navigator. I wasn't sure what that was, but I could instantly tell she seemed different than some of the other healthcare providers I had connected with. She was spunky and sarcastic like me, positive, outgoing, and clearly a compassionate person. It was only 10 minutes, but after we hung up, I felt connected to her. During a chemo consult, I learned the statistics concerning my cancer. A medical resident said that I had, at best, 10 years to live. I was 26. I had just paid $10,000 to freeze my eggs. I was devastated. I will never forget those words. Later, I found out the cancer was incurable, the survival rate unknown for my age group. Everything was uncertain. I had just quit my job and started a new business a month before my diagnosis. I was having a hard time communicating with my healthcare team, and I had a constant fear of falling through the cracks again. In the midst of it all, April was a constant, uplifting voice. She kept calling to check in and asking how she could help. I had never had a healthcare provider so persistent. I felt comfortable to share my challenges with her, and she connected me with a new therapist, helped me apply to AISH, and improved the relationships with the rest of my healthcare team. For the first time, I didn't feel like I was in the dark with my health. I knew exactly who to call and who to trust. I realized how much April had been doing behind the scenes to support me when I switched to a new chemo regime and lost all my hair. For 2 years, I had been on an oral chemo and been able to hide my diagnosis from the world. But now, there was a visual representation of my cancer that everyone could see. My oncologist, who sometimes felt aloof as he sat on the other side of the room, sat closer and held my hand as I cried in one appointment. It meant so much that he showed that emotional support. I know April had told the team how hard losing my hair had been, and his compassion in that moment seemed like a direct result of having her in my life. The last time I connected with April, she said something that stood out to me. My job is to make your life easier, not harder. I had always been told that I needed to advocate for myself if I wanted to get the best care, and I felt so grateful in that moment. April can connect with my healthcare team easier than I can. She can't take away all the challenges, but she does make it easier.